Today I want to talk about one of the most important figures in the comic book business history, and that's Will Eisner. There's a reason that one of the major industry awards is the Eisner Award, and that's a reflection of how important his work has been throughout his life. Will Eisner started out in the 30s, founded the first comic book studio in North America, and built his name and reputation on the spirit. This is about Danny Colt, a crime fighter. Eisner had to write 5 or 6 pages for every Sunday, because it was in the Sunday newspaper, and then they started collecting them into comic books. He'd get more story into 5 or 6 pages than a lot of people get into 5 or 6 issues these days. He was a very influential in terms of his panel layouts, particularly the way he did really interesting things with the first page of each story. Very stylized, but would also be giving you extra information. In the 50s and 60s, Will Eisner worked for the U.S. military doing instruction manuals because they decided that comics were the best way to convey information, which is probably true. And in the 70s, Will Eisner wrote Contract with God, North America's first graphic novel, and the book that set the stage for other North American cartoonists or comic book artists to do their own personal stories. This was about his life growing up in the Jewish tenements of New York in the early part of the 1900s. Brilliant work. His interesting style where he doesn't use panel borders all the time. He's a marvelous storyteller. He's also written a bunch of instruction manuals. Comics and sequential art's probably the most important. Will Eisner died in his early 90s. He was still writing and drawing comics. Among his later works was Last Days in Vietnam and The Plot, The Secret Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which exposes a plot that was going on during World War II to claimed that the Jews were trying to take over the world with a lot of false propaganda, and this is exploding that myth. Anyways, Will Eisner, one of the pillars of the comic book industry. If you're truly a fan of the art form, check out some Eisner.